Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the museum. And quickly here, correcting a error off my first episode of this box 10 of our 45 RPM vinyl records collection. And I was trying to remember what movie Mystery by Dio was in. I thought it was a wrestling movie. Actually, the movie I was thinking of was Vision Quest. But I was mistaken. It wasn't Mystery. That was a year before. That was up on the last in line. It was Hungry for Heaven off of the next album. But this did have a really great soundtrack. You know, if you look at it, and it's got Journey, Only the Young, and Foreigner, Hot Blooded, and John Waite, and there's a lot of great songs on here. There's a lot more songs in the movie that didn't make it onto the soundtrack. So if you're really interested, look Vision Quest up on Wikipedia and you can find the soundtrack information. And yeah, that was Hungry for Heaven by Dio, not Mystery that I was thinking of. So just want to do that very quick correction there at the beginning of this second episode of Box 10. And so picking up where we left off, we got Jefferson Starship doing No Way Out. There's No Way Out from Nuclear Future, which is a rather pricey release to try to get a hold of now. It's one of, I think, only two Jefferson Starship albums that I don't own at this point in time. But at least I've got this 45 off of it with two songs out of however 8 or 10 that's on the album. Rose Goes to Yale being the B-side song there. And next up, we've got a few ZZ Tops, and this is a collectible collector series 45 sleeve here. It doesn't match it; it's a Warner Brothers, but it's Legs by a good old ZZ off of Eliminator, which was a huge album for them. And the B side of this copy is Bad Girl. Both good songs. That's a double A side as far as I'm concerned. But like I said, we got a couple of ZZs here in a row. So next we're moving on to Afterburner, the next album, and the song Stages. And the B side on this one is Can't Stop Rockin', which is another really good song. So there you go. Another double A, in my opinion. And this is an interesting sleeve, that Starline logo. I'm not sure if I remember having seen this sleeve before, so I'll take a second and make sure I document that for you. But the next song here that we got to show you is Velcro Fly, which was also off of the Afterburner album. And the B-side is Woke Up With Wood. What could you be talking about? But I love that these are all clearly marked A and B side, so you know that's the B side, and this is the A, which of course Velcro Fly was a much more commonly heard song on the radio than Woke Up With Wood, so that one you could have guessed at and gotten it right. Here's a nice jukebox tag for a 45 that I don't have. So The Last Work This Evening by Don Henley with the B-side of Gimme What You Got. Would have been nice to have had that, but what was actually in it was also kind of cool. It's the ZZ Top Breakaway from the Antenna album. And now you'll notice we have switched from Warner Brothers that they was with for many, many years to RCA. And it's got a slightly different RCA logo there, kind of just a sketched outline of the dog. It's different. It's different than what we normally see. We'll probably run across one here real soon, but I'm sure you remember. I've seen plenty of them. And the B-side of this one is Pincushion, which I actually remember the song Pincushion a bit better than Breakaway, but that's the A-side. Per them. Alright, so moving on, we've got another one that I do think I've shown you before in one of the previous multiple boxes that we've already got filmed and up on the channel, and that's Pat Benatar doing Treat Me Right, doo-doo-doo. Treat Me Right, and the B-side being Never Wanna Leave You. Crimes of Passion. Yes, that was a very, very good album for her. I really loved her first three, but pretty much all of Pat Benatar's was good, in my opinion. I really liked Pat's voice. So, moving on next, we've got a Sammy Hagar. Gotta love it, off Stamped Hampton and I'll Fall in Love Again. Going back to 1981. And B-side of that, Being Satisfied. And I think this was the last album before he joined Van Halen. I could be off on that, but it was pretty close to right around the time that he gave up his solo career to become part of Van Hagar. Which I'm not a Van Hagar hater. I love Sammy. I preferred Sammy's solo, actually. He did some good work with Van Halen, but to me, Van Halen will always be David Lee Roth. Sorry, folks. Like I said, nothing against Sammy. I love Sammy. Sammy, you're great. Love your solo stuff. Love the stuff he's doing now. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, right now, this very moment, Sammy is still cranking out some really great music, and can't say that for Van Halen or David Lee Roth, unfortunately. And I do like David. He's got the ego of an elephant, but he had his style, he had his voice, and I liked the bulk of the stuff that he put out, including his solo work. Moving on, we've got Golden Earring with Radar Love, which is that and Twilight Zone's probably their two most well-known songs. And 1973, taking you back a little farther than you might think, but Radar Love. And the B-side of that, Just Like Vince Taylor. I wonder who Vince Taylor was. I have no idea what that's a reference to, and I don't actually know the song either. So, next up, we've got an Alice Cooper. Boy, was this a good box or what? Just tons and tons of really great 45s in this box. It's not a particularly large box, but what's there is quality stuff. I Never Cry. Take away my eyes. With the B-side of Go to Hell. Do, 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 do. And, Alice didn't go too dark, and this is actually kind of comical. You listen to the Go to Hell album, this song particularly, Go to Hell. He's like, what am I doing here? I shouldn't be here. And he's talking back and forth with the devil. It's got a comedic theme to it. It's not dark, twisted. It's not, it's not really satanic. But it's a fun listen. And Alice really did avoid going too far into the dark side. Maybe it's because his dad was a preacher man. Maybe it's just because he had a line that he didn't want to cross. I have seen him discuss it in interviews. But anyways, moving on, Robert Palmer. Might as well face it, you're addicted to love. And man, again, these are just in such great shape. I mean, I did have other copies of this, but boy, what a good looking 45. And Let's Fall in Love Tonight being the B-side on that. And we're not guessing here. They've clearly got them marked. And thank you. Love it when they mark the A's and B-sides, because sometimes it can get really difficult to try and tell which one you've got. Sorry if I'm flying past some of these sleeves a little quick. I've shown so many of them in so much detail previously on the channel that unless it catches my eye as something unique or different, I'm not going to continue to document the same thing over and over and over. How boring would that be for everyone? But here we've got Expect No Mercy by Nazareth. That's a really, really great song on a great album. I love Nazareth. 1977, right at the height of their career there. And getting back briefly talking about, what I previously documented, please do go to the channel and look at some of the older videos. It looks like a lot of people just watch the newest postings and that's it. And I don't want to delete and re-upload stuff I've already uploaded, because I think that's not fair. That's presenting something that's new when it's not. But I'd like to see some people, go back into the archive. I put a lot of time and effort into this. I've got like 250 videos up on the channel now. So there's a wealth of videos of this right here that you can go back and watch. And be sure to give me some thumbs up if you enjoy them. Those thumbs, it's encouraging, keeps me motivated. Got some really great comments yesterday. I went to bed with 270 subscribers and got up with 269, so that was a little disheartening. But I had some really nice comments from some people that really made my day and motivated me to get up here and film some more for you. So here we are with side 2 being Star, which, Star could have actually been the A side and No Mean City being the B side, even though No Mean City was the title track. I do think that Star was the song they were promoting. Unfortunately here, A&M, we don't have an A and B side marked, but it is both from the same album. No, it's not. No Mean City, excuse me, and Expect No Mercy. So A&M was so notorious for doing that, pulling songs off of different albums. But something's just telling me that Star is the A side on that one. Next up, we've got another Nazareth. So very nice to get a couple Nazareths. I loved Nazareth. And this is going a little bit earlier. That last one there that we were looking at was 1977 for Expect No Mercy, and 1979 for Star. So it was actually a 1979 45 release with clearly now definitely Expect No Mercy was the B-side on that because it was 2 years earlier. So, but here we've got Loretta from Close Enough for Rock and Roll, 1976, the year before Expect No Mercy. And the B-side of this is also off of Close Enough for Rock and Roll. So here's one A&M for you, where they did put 2 songs off of the same album onto the 45. A&M just really, it's noticeable a lot with Styx and Supertramp and the Carpenters, a couple other artists that they had. They notoriously would pull a song off of the previous album and put it on the B-side. I'm sure they were just trying to promote the albums, but it's just commonplace on A&M 45s. So that's going to wrap up the second episode for us. So be sure to come on back for part 3 of box 10 of our 45 on RPM Records collection. Have a great day.